Okay, Unnatural Vegan, now you're just being dumb.
This is a world premiere. This is a world.
So it wasn't bad enough that Unnatural Vegan make a video about intersectionality and social justice where she completely failed to define either one of those concepts. But to make matters worse, she's now made a second video where she again fails to share the definition of intersectionality with her audience. So I'll give you this much credit, Sways. Thank you for mentioning the name of Dr. Crenshaw, okay? So apparently you went back and did a little bit more reading, but you failed to talk about why Dr. Crenshaw even came up with the term to begin with. If you had bothered to bring up the fact that Dr. Kimberlé Crenshaw is an African-American woman who was looking specifically at the issues of African-American women. A black woman finds herself juggling two different types of oppression, one because of the fact that she's black and another because of the fact that she is a woman. There's a very simple TED Talk with Dr. Crenshaw that I'll include a link to in the description box below. In the video, Dr. Crenshaw tells the story of an African-American woman who applies for a job and is rejected, and she believes that it was because of discrimination. The case is thrown out because the employer does have women employees and they have black employees. Now, it seems simple. How could they be sexist or racist if they had black employees and women employees? Intersectionality helps us to understand. Because the black employees were in positions like janitors and maintenance, jobs that this particular employer didn't feel women were suited to, and the women employers were things like receptionists and secretaries, places where this particular employee didn't feel like a black person was suitable for the job. So there was no place in that organization for a black woman. Because she was black, she couldn't be a secretary. Because she was a woman, she couldn't work in maintenance. There wasn't a name for what black women faced because of the fact that they were parts of two oppressed groups at the same time. This is why Dr. Crenshaw came up with intersectionality. So I'm a gay black man. Is it just my belief system that I face discrimination from gay people because I'm black and from black people because I'm gay, and I've had to develop a whole series of tools just to be able to maneuver between those two cultural groups? And I never claimed to be an expert on intersectionality. You don't have to be an expert to understand it. If anything, that should be seen as a benefit for intersectionality. Do I have to be an expert on shoes to wear shoes? Do I have to know anything about making cars to be able to drive one? Do I need to be a computer technician in order to use a computer? I think the most reasonable people would say the answer to all three of those questions is no. Just a few weeks ago, you made a video about Vegan Cheetah trying to change the definition of veganism to suit his own needs, and you said how important it was that words have meaning. What happens, Sways? Suddenly, when it doesn't suit your purpose, it isn't important enough for people to know the meaning of a simple concept like intersectionality? Is it easier for you to just kiss up to your anti-social justice crowd by obscuring the meaning of a concept that most people would likely find useful if they could understand what it means? So Sways, please stop deflecting and just tell people the simple meaning of intersectionality. Talk about the history of the word and the fact that the person who coined it is an African-American woman who was using it to deal specifically with the problems that African-American women go through. 2 videos in and Sways has still failed to do this. 2 videos in and Sways still gets to be the expert on intersectionality. 2 videos in and what do we get? We get an invitation to watch 3 more videos of Sways ducking her responsibility for failing to simply offer her viewers the definition for an extremely simple and extremely useful concept. You call yourself a person of science and a person who's committed to facts and figures, yet when it doesn't suit your purpose, you don't even bother to share sources, definitions, numbers, anything. I've been told about your lazy research in the past, but since I had no evidence to go on, I simply shrugged it off. That was my fault. Now that I know the truth, I kind of regret being a subscriber of yours for close to 5 years. You're a pretty big channel, Sways, and your video probably did do some damage for people who are actually interested in discovering what intersectionality is, or to people who use intersectionality and often find themselves misunderstood by people who just really aren't interested in the concept. And you've actually created an opening for people who have followed you on your channel to become a little bit critical of you and the fact that you may not be as up on your facts as you pretend to be. But the truth be told, people who really are interested, I hope will go further than your lame video. In case you hadn't noticed, unsubbed. And I'm probably not the only one.
And I love myself. The world is a ghetto, big guns.